Zen is a Japanese form of Buddhism emphasizing instant awakening through insight. You can trace the etymology of the word Zen geographically. Zen is the Japanese pronunciation of the Chinese word Chan, which means something like quietude. It's pronounced Dian in Middle Chinese, which is itself a Chinese pronunciation of the Hindu word dhyana, meaning meditation. India has a long tradition of meditative practice, and Buddhism arose out of this Hindu milieu. The path to enlightenment, or Buddha consciousness, is insight meditation, dhyana. The spirit of the Buddha then travelled overland east from India, where disciples of the Buddha introduced it to China. This Enlightenment philosophy kept alive and cross-pollinated with Taoist wisdom and travelled still further east, where it matured as Zen in the land of the rising sun, aka Japan, aka the Far East. But did the spirit of the Buddha stop there? What happens when you go further east of the most easterly point? Well, you arrive back at the west, because east and west are directions, not locations like north and south. There is no East Pole. So, as the spirit of the Buddha travelled from India to China, dhyana came to pronounce Chan, which on reaching Japan came to be pronounced Zen. Then it kept travelling east across the ocean via the Fishies and rose up just last century in Australia, where it was pronounced Ben. 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 Anybody who has ever met Ben knows that he is the incarnation of Buddha consciousness. You cannot spend more than a few minutes around this laughing Buddha without wetting yourself with laughter. But did the spirit of the Buddha stop there? Did it what? All the while that this Eastern wisdom was evolving, there was another great lineage taking shape. Western religion started with Judaism in the Middle East. The original Hebrew name, Yiscah, meant foresight. This foresight travelled west across Europe. And when it reached the Atlantic Ocean, it came to be pronounced Jessica in the words of the prophet Shakespeare. Did it stop there? Did it what? This foresight continued west across the ocean via the birdies, who flew right over America and landed in Australia just last century, where it came to be pronounced Jess. The original meaning of foresight shifted a little to mean a person who is generous, talented, and kindly. The name itself means wealthy, and this is true, as a Jess will always be rich in spirit and personality. Also used by some kids to mean awesome. Hey, don't you just love that girl? Yeah, she's so Jess. These two spirits, Eastern and Western, merged in Australia in a marriage of epic proportion. The spirit of the Buddha, known as Ben, and awesomeness and foresight, known as Jess, came together for a cosmic union. And out of this union of love was spawned a love child that was to save humanity. But this love child was so enlightened that did not incarnate into this world in human form, but instead as pure spirit. Ben and Jess, Ben Jess, Banjo, the saviour of all humanity, with a golden fleece as fiery as the sun, all bow down and worship our saviour and the prophets who brought him forth.